And his people. The pressure they can give you, you don't get green hair, you go get. So your best bet is not to have hair.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. And surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak to all our Muslim brothers and sisters. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. This morning, my heart is glad because the crusade we have been on for some time now has not been in vain. And I've been of the strong opinion, for example, that young people should be afforded an opportunity to serve as well. It is the only way we can have a certain transitional plan. It's the only way we can have a certain way of grooming the next generation. Because too many people who are too old, who have retired, who have experienced, no doubt about that, are holding on to positions that young people could hold on to. So yesterday, when the announcement came that Dr. Bernard Okuboi, former board chairman of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, former deputy minister for health, former MP for the Lejukuku area, has been made the boss at the NHIA effective 3rd May, I was excited. And guess what? 3rd May is World Press Freedom Day. So the connection is so clear. This is divine. So, Mr. President, thank you very much for listening to us. And I insist that the young people should be made the bosses, and the older people should be made their board chair. It is because the old people have lived for so long, they have experienced so much, they know so much. But in terms of energy at this point, you and I know, Mr. President, that most of them go to the office to sleep. You may not agree. Maybe because they are your friends, maybe because they are your contemporaries. Or Mr. President, this one here, just like the appointment of other young people in your government, and you can tell those young people who are working, and not necessarily a wholesale kind of, appointment for all young people. But it should be the appointment of young people who have capacity. Here is a man who has had opportunity to do his master's in public health. So if you are looking for somebody to manage your health insurance, here's your guy. So the letter says, pursuant to Section 14(1) of the National Health Insurance Act 2012, Act 852, I am pleased to inform you that the President has appointed you to act as the Chief Executive of the National Health Insurance Authority. The authority, pending receipt of the constitutionally required advice of the governing board of the authority, given in consultation with the Public Services Commission, and 2, the appointment takes effect from 3rd May. I already mentioned that is World Press Freedom Day. I take this opportunity to congratulate you formally on your appointment. Kindly indicate your acceptance or otherwise, signed by Honorable Akosua Fremose Opare, Chief of Staff, Dr. Bernard Okuboi. So congratulations to you. But dear Okuboi, this one is for you. Beyond the call for young people to be given an opportunity, and beyond the fact that you had been afforded this opportunity, Bernard Okuboi, Lejukuku Jay-Z as they call you, when you go to the NHIA, let us feel the fresh blood. And I say this because we will stand here and speak that the young people should be given an opportunity. And when some of the young people get into positions, then the power gets into their heads and they forget why they are where they are supposed to be. They forget that they're supposed to leave a legacy. They forget that they're supposed to be serving the people. Power corrupts them, and absolute power corrupts them absolutely. And so because of that, they are not able to deliver. And then at the end of the day, Nabibiya Basa. So, Bernard Okuboi, my first admonition to you is that while we congratulate you, we expect you to go and deliver. We don't expect for health service provider, private health service provider, to be crying and saying that, well, we have not been paid our claims and so we are going to withdraw our services to the nation. Because when that happens, people lose their lives. When that happens, people lose their lives. When that happens, people are put in a situation of distress. We should not have a situation where trying to renew your NHIS card becomes a tall order. We should not. When the NHIS system is biometric, we should not have that problem. We should not have a problem where corruption persists, where people make false claims And within that same structure, people help them to endorse those false claims and they steal from the state. That regime should stop under you. We should not have a situation where people hold their cards, they go to hospitals of the state, and they are giving medicines that cannot necessarily solve their problems. And you know, you do locum at LECMA. So you may be aware, because if you take the same ailment to a private health institution, the kind of medication that you're giving, maybe they may be wrong, maybe the state may be right, but the kind of medication that they give you, giving your NHIS card, even the quality of the painkiller that you're giving is a problem. And Dr. Okoboy, while you are there, because you have also had the benefit of being in the consulting room and sometimes in the theater as well, you have come to understand the plight of the people. One of the plight of persons, for example, living with kidney diseases, is that they should be put on the National Health Insurance Scheme. One of the problems of people living with glaucoma is that they should be put on the National Health Scheme. There's a tall list of people waiting to be put there. And I tell you what, Doc, if you are prudent enough in your management of the scheme and not necessarily have political appendages, I'm sure you do a fantastic job like you did at Korle Bu. But President Akufo-Addo, while I congratulate you, I'll also ask you, and your health minister, Dr. Mr. Kweku Agyeman-Beni, sorry about that, while we congratulate you, we also ask you to take the monkey hands off the dog. Here's a young man. He's poised to leave a legacy. Well, we are yet to see, but we have seen what he's done at Korle Bu and at other places. We are saying that if you really want him to succeed, just like other young people have been given an opportunity, like the Abujina Paus, like the Asenso Boaches, all of them, just like they've been given opportunities and they have been left to do their work, please leave this man also to do his work. Because number one, he's a doctor. He's not an accountant. He's not a lawyer. Number two, he's a public health expert. So please leave them alone. Good morning to you. Danny, let's go to the prisons. Today, I came here to talk about things for the masses. We have spoken about NHIS. It affects a lot of people because not everybody can afford to go for a private medical situation. Now, I want to talk about the prisons today because I had opportunity last Wednesday, 2 days ago, to go for the induction service of the Reverend Canon ADP Selwyn Okai. He's a new chaplain general of the Ghana Prison Service. Beautiful ceremony by all standards. But something struck me, that the prison is possibly everybody's next home, just like the asylum or the psychiatric hospital. And that if those in power or those close with authority do not make the prisons a very hospitable place, one day, when your issues of corruption come up, one day, when your issues of procurement come up, one day, when your issues of malfeasance come up, one day, when you are found to be on the wrong side of the law and you are put there, you will see your Samia. And we have had politicians in this country who later will have their colleagues asking us to beg on their behalf so they get some level of amnesty. So today I want to talk about our prisons. And I want to talk about it passionately because the U.S. government, through the USAID, has made me a justice support, sector support activity ambassador. One of 8 of them. The U.S. government, 8 of us, myself, Manasseh, Seth Kwame Boateng, Abdul Haimoming, 8 of us were made. Now, this is the condition of our prison, in our prisons. The prison service has told us that more than 4,000 people, beyond the capacity that the prison is able to take, 4,000 people, more than 4,000 people are in our prisons. And we do not have space for them in those prisons. This is our prisons. This is what it looks like. Now, you realize that the people in the secondary area, the other time, were agitating. Please put the act for me, the Prisons Act. Please put it up for me quickly, the provision in the 1992 Constitution. I want to be able to share that detail here with you quickly, not this one. I want to share that detail with you quickly. Now, the prison service. That's Article 205. It says there shall be a prison service of Ghana. The prison service shall be equipped as and maintained to perform its traditional role efficiently. Now, this is where it excites me. The Prison Service Council, 206, there shall be mandatory. There shall be established a Prison Service Council which shall consist of A, the Vice President, who shall be the chairman. Dr. Bawumia, good morning to you. The Minister responsible for Internal Affairs,
Honorable Ambrose Derry, good morning to you. The Director General of Prison Service, a medical practitioner nominated by the Ghana Medical Association, a lawyer nominated by the Ghana Bar Association, the Attorney General and his representative, a representative of the Ministry or Department of State responsible for social welfare, a representative of such religious bodies as the President may, in consultation with the Council of State, appoint 2 members of the prison service appointed by the President in consultation with the Council of State, one of whom shall be a junior rank, and a representative of the National House of Chiefs, 2 other members appointed by the President. There's a Director General, but that's not my point. I want to look at the functions of the Prisons Council. And then we can look at whether or not the condition in the prisons now, and if any of our big men are put in prison today, whether they will survive. It says the Prisons Council shall advise the President on matters of policy relating to the organization and maintenance of the prison system in Ghana, including the role of the prison service, prisons budgeting and finance, administration, and the promotion of officers above the rank of Assistant Director of Prisons. Now, this is where the thing is. Presently, if you are in any of our prisons, 3 square meal to be provided by the state for you towards your reformation, because the prisons are supposed to reform you, is 1 Ghana cedi, 80 pesos. Danny, pause the video. Take it back a bit and pause it. Look at how people are funding themselves with their clothes. This is the nature of our prisons today. Tell me which of our ministers of state, our MPs, any of our government appointees can survive this. Tell me which one of them can survive. When they are sick, the first thing they do is they travel outside. And Okoboy, just a quick reminder, make sure that while you are at the NHIA, the people you serve with and the people who are appointed by the President also patronize the hospitals we have here. Let them sign on to NHIA and let them use the cards. We are all equal before the law. But this is our prison. Now, the Prisons Council, chaired by Dr. Baumia, is supposed to ensure that budgeting for the prisons is important. Question is, are their monies released to them in good time? Are their monies released to them in good time? 1 cedi, 80 pesos. If you pick somebody like, forgive me, if you pick somebody as big as Mr. Henry Korte, apologies to him, our Greater Accra Regional Minister, and you are supposed to feed him with 1 cedi, 80 pesos, breakfast, lunch, and supper, will he survive? Now, does that 180 pesos go to the prison service, or does it go through the hands of a certain contractor who also will deduct a certain portion of it? 2, the Prison Service Council may, with the prior approval of the President by a constitutional instrument, make regulations for the performance of its functions under the Constitution or any other law for the effective and efficient administration of prisons and the prison service. It says the regulations, control and administration, ranks of officers and men. That's not my focus right now. It says, so in consideration, the conditions of service, including those relating to enrollment, the authority and powers of command, okay, that's not it. The parole system and the periodic review of the conditions of prisoners and all persons in legal custody at intervals no more than 1 year. We're talking parole system, but we do not have a parole system really. Because all our sentences are custodial sentences or fines. So our gutters are choked, places are overgrown with weeds, places are dirty. We spend money contracting people, but we are feeding the inmates and we're leaving them there. If they have to ever come and perform that service, somebody has to pay for it. But we're already feeding them, even though it's woefully inadequate. The question I'm asking this morning, if you are put in that prison, Daddy, show that video again, where people are overcrowded and finding themselves. This is it. Prison yard, typical prison yard. And you know what's painful? There are plenty people among these sets who are supposed to be on remand. Their matters and their cases have not even been expended. We have not finished with their cases. We have not finished with it. Now look at this. It says the conditions under which persons may be admitted into prisons. Look at the condition. Let me show them the condition again. And I'm saying to our political class, you need to start speaking about it. Civil society organizations, you need to start speaking about it. If you are put into this situation, you cannot survive for 24 hours, I tell you. Go to Nsawam prison, go and check their laboratory. Go and check their infirmary. Now, their infirmary is supposed to take care of the inmates, supposed to take care of the officers and their families, and supposed to take care, for example, you go there, you're going to visit a family member of yours who has been incarcerated, and then you suddenly see him out of the shock, you collapse. or you faint, the infirmary at the Nsawam prison is where you'll be taken to. The question this morning is that how well is that infirmary being managed and what resources do they have? We are busy talking Agenda 111, Agenda 111, Agenda 111. Have we even decided as a wise nation to give one of Agenda 111 to the Ghana Prison Service? And so you find that these people, and you pause the video, these people there, you find that they often have skin infections. Go and ask them, they'll tell you. You are not feeding them right. They are getting skin infections. They are getting sick and all manner of sorts. But there is supposed to be a prison service council chaired by no less a person than the Vice President of the Republic. His deputy on that committee or the council is the minister responsible for Interior, who also has responsibility for the police, the prisons, the fire service, the BNI, CID, NADMO, and all of that. So this morning, my simple message, because provisions are there in our constitution, we are not abiding by them. We are still feeding grown-ups with 1 cedi 80 pesos for a day, breakfast, lunch, supper. Even my son, if I give him 180 pesos, he will throw it away. Even my son who is yet to be 3, even my son, he will throw the money away. So this morning, I am saying to you, I'm putting the challenge to you. You know you are in public office. You know that if we are a serious nation and we are done with our Auditor General's report, and the Committee on Public Accounts doesn't tell you to go and sin no more, you know that you will be in jail if you are put here, if you are put in this jail, in this heat, in this dirt, in this smelly area. If you are put there and you are to be fed with 1 cedi 80 pesos, can you survive? Deep quote. Think about it. Good morning.